Okay, if somebody has a squeaky clean reputation, usually this is about reputation. It's normally about how somebody acts morally. If they're a very moral person, ethical person, then they have a squeaky clean reputation. Yeah, and so we say this squeaky clean. We say that somebody has a razor sharp wit. Yeah, meaning a very funny and very clever, very intelligent sense of humour. And you can say a razor sharp sense of humour, just like you can say a brutal sense of humour, although that's slightly different. Razor sharp, usually about wit, or razor sharp intelligence, you can also say, meaning somebody is very intelligent. But a razor sharp wit, a razor sharp sense of humour, razor sharp intelligence. Okay, we often say that something is crystal clear, meaning it's not vague. Yeah, it's very, very clear. It's transparent. It's easy to understand. It's crystal clear. If somebody is very, very, very rich, you can say they are filthy rich, stinking rich, I've even heard, but filthy rich is much more common. He's filthy rich. But yeah, sometimes you might hear stinking rich as well. So we associate rich very often with negative adjectives, surprisingly, yeah, but filthy rich, stinking rich. Now, if a crime happens, it's usually a crime. If a crime happens in broad daylight, it happens right in the middle of the day. Yeah, and so this is shocking because you normally think of crimes happening at night when nobody is around and nobody can see the crime. But some criminals are bold. Yeah, they don't care about committing a crime in the middle of the day, and so they commit their crimes in broad daylight. Now, if you want to say that you spent a lot of money, you can say we forked out. Now remember, this is reluctantly spend. When you fork out money on something, you spend it reluctantly. You know, sometimes you spend money with pleasure because you're really happy with what you're getting. But sometimes, you know, you have to fork out money on your taxes. Nobody enjoys forking out money on taxes. And I'm sure that all of you, like me, have to fork out a small fortune on taxes sometimes. So a small fortune is emphatic. It actually means a large sum of money. Even though it's got the word small there, fortune means a lot of money. And so a small fortune, here we are actually saying a large sum of money, a great deal of money. And so we all fork out a great deal of money, a small fortune, on our taxes. Now, if you want the opposite of a large sum of money, a small fortune, you can say a mere pittance. And it means not much money at all, a very small amount of money, a mere pittance. And so if you are fined a mere pittance, that's good, because you don't have to spend that much money. The fine is very small. So I hope that when you are fined for speeding or something like that on the roads, I hope you are fined a mere pittance. I hope you don't have to fork out a small fortune on this fine. I hope it's a very small amount of money that you have to pay. Yeah, a mere pittance, a very small amount of money. Now, you can often say that's a barefaced lie, and it means that's a complete lie, a total lie. Yeah, barefaced here means, you know, the face is naked, the face is bare. Bare chest means you don't have your t-shirt on. Bare feet, I have bare feet at the moment. It means you don't have shoes or socks on. And a barefaced lie is when you lie to somebody to their face, and the idea here is that it's a complete lie, it's a total lie, and your face, well, I suppose it gives away a little bit of the fact that you are lying. It might even give away the lie. And so it's a barefaced lie. It's a complete lie. It's a total lie. Okay, just a complete lie, total lie, a barefaced lie. We'll come back to that one in a moment at the bottom. Now, if you are angry, maybe you're angry because, I don't know, something... probably something that you've read in the newspaper. It's very easy to get angry about things you read in the newspaper. And so newspapers make me see red. They make my blood boil. I should read them less often, shouldn't I, really? So they make me see red. They make my blood boil. That means they make me really angry. You can also say they rattle my cage, meaning they provoke me and try to make me angry. But yeah, if something rattles your cage, it really gets you angry. It really gets you frustrated, annoyed, irritated. And now, if you're nervous before something, like before the speech at a wedding, you can say I was nervous, but you can also say I was a bundle of nerves. Yeah, meaning, you know, I was very, very, very nervous. Now, if somebody suddenly gets angry about something, maybe your dad asks to see your exam results and you have failed all your exams and you show him the results and he almost burst a blood vessel when he saw your results. And this means, he almost had a heart attack. You could also say when he saw how badly you had done. He almost burst a blood vessel. He almost had a heart attack. And you can say that as well. It makes perfect sense. He almost had a heart attack when he saw my results. He almost burst a blood vessel. Okay, changing the venue of the party at this stage is out of the question. When something is out of the question, it's impossible. You can't possibly do this. It's out of the question. You can't even discuss doing it because it's clear that it's completely and utterly not allowed, or it's impossible in some kind of way. And so changing the venue is probably too late, to change the venue of the party. Venue means just the place where you have a party.